Hey everybody, welcome back to homerecordingmadeeasy.com and here on my YouTube channel. And this time out, we're going to take a look at another plugin. We're going to be taking a look at the Waves Magma BB Tubes plugin, saturator plugin that came out recently. Hearing a lot of things online, how it's a game changer and it's revolutionary, and it's all the YouTubers out in YouTube land, they're just raving over this plugin. And so I said, let me give it a try. So I'm demoing it. I didn't buy it. Waves didn't give it to me. It's a saturator. And I'm not all that excited about a saturator because I got a million saturator plugins, but let's check it out and see how wonderful it really is. Let's see if it lives up to the hype that's all over YouTube. A couple of you people have asked me about it in an email. I wasn't going to do this, but hey, I like checking out new plugins. Let's check it out. Let's see. I like Waves plugins. I have a lot of their stuff. Is this going to be any better than any other thing that's on the market? I don't know. Let's find out. But before we get started, if you like what you see in the video, hit subscribe, like, share. If this video helps you in any way, make sure you hit the thanks button right underneath this video. It does help me and I really appreciate it. Also, if this is your first time here, I want you to go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com because I want to give you a mixing course. It's right on the homepage. It's worth $100. It's my gift to you just for visiting homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you something else for free. And I think I said this, full disclosure, Waves didn't give me this plugin. I didn't even buy it. I'm demoing it. I'm probably not going to buy it unless I'm really blown away by what we hear. I've only played with it for a few minutes, so we're going to listen to it together for the first time. And I even got the manual up on my second screen, so if we have to refer to it for the controls, let's do that. Now, before we start listening to this thing, is a couple of things, about plugin companies, and I kind of feel for them. And again, this is not just with Waves, because I like Waves plugins. I got lots of them. I love the Abbey Road stuff. I love things like the CLA Epic. I love RBass and the MV2, and there's a lot of Waves plugins I really, really like. They get a bad rap sometimes about their plugins from other YouTubers saying that what they claim the thing to be isn't really the thing, and they put it on Plugin Doctor and they try to, catch them in the act of false advertising. And I don't get into all of that. I just want to know if it sounds good or not, but I generally like Waves plugins. There's things about Waves I don't like, but the plugins I do, generally speaking. But here's the problem with Waves and a lot of other companies with these plugins. And again, I really feel for them. There's so many plugin companies now making these kinds of plugins, and it seems like everything's been done. What else is there left to do? How else are these companies continue to make money and stay in business? They got to come up with something. I mean, how many channel strips of an SSL or a Neve do we need? How many 1176s do we need? How many LA2As and Pultec EQs do we need? Everyone's done it a million times over. Most of them are pretty good. They all sound a little different. And the same thing with saturation plugins. There's every company in the world is making some sort of saturation plugin. And are they all going to sound exactly the same? No, they're all going to sound a little different. Are they all cool? Yes. Is there anything groundbreaking or revolutionary? No. At least I haven't seen anything, which is one of the reasons why I do less and less of these plugin demos on the channel, because there's nothing really new and exciting that's out there. Maybe this is it. I don't know. We're going to find out. So let's walk through the controls. It's a pretty simple looking plugin, and actually it looks really cool. I'll give them an A for making a cool looking plugin. I'll tell you that. And it's simple and easy to use. So at the top here, we have our sensitivity. That's how much signal is going into the plugin. We have this thing called bass relief. And what that's going to do is it's going to take some of the program material bass out of the circuit before it hits the tube circuitry. This is a tube-based saturator, so that's what that does. And according to the manual, as I'm reading it off screen here, there's a shell filter set to 350 hertz, which is compensated at the end of the chain by reducing some low-frequency information from the tube input signal, and that's what that bass relief does. The bass can appear more articulate and at times even stronger. So that's what that does. We have a transformer on and off. We can take the transformer in and out to help us get a little bit more harmonic distortion. Then we have the two big knobs in the center, which make the plugin look really cool. The Beauty and the Beast. Very nice. Beauty, according to the manual here, is going to add a little bit of subtle tube saturation, mostly even harmonics. And it introduces slight harmonic distortion, which makes it sound, the source material, warmer and bigger, more on the subtle side. Conversely, Beast is going to be more for aggressive. It adds the distinctive saturation color to the signal, mostly odd harmonics, and it can produce gentle harmonic distortion, but it is primarily used for aggressive saturation, hence the word Beast. So you have kind of a little bit more subtle on the Beauty, a little bit more aggressive on the beast, and I think when you use them in conjunction, the beauty feeds into the beast. In the middle, we have this beautiful meter in the center, which I really like. We have some output knob here in the center to compensate, because as you turn this up, the volume is going to get louder, and you want to compensate that by turning down the output, which we will do. We have two different types of tube saturation, type A and type B. Not really sure what the difference is, probably just some slight variation. We can see, doesn't have it here, type A, type B. Let's see. Yeah, tube type, different harmonic. It's just a different harmonic range between A and B. We'll check that out. Then we have these two controls over here for tone. Now the tone pre adds a 10K shelf to increase the high frequency before it hits the tube circuit. So by turning up this 10K shelf or turning it down, you're gonna change the 10K shelf prior to actually hitting the tubes. Post, the exact opposite. You're going to turn up or down that 10K shelf after it's gone through the tube circuit, right? And then we have a mix wet dry, which I like. The other thing I like is we have a ability to resize the plugin, which is fairly new. I think we're on version 14 of these plugins now. Version 12 is where that was introduced, and that was a very good feature. They also have upsampling here, 2 times, 4 times, off 8 times. And again, if you go watch some other YouTube videos that get critical about some of these plugins, they say this is all nonsense and it doesn't even really work. And they put some stuff on the screen, and they do things in Plugin Doctor and some other things to kind of, prove that. Again, I don't know, I don't know. Is it going to change the way it sounds all that much? Not really, in my opinion. So what we have this on. Now, this is a song by the artist. We're going to listen to some audio here. This is a song by a good buddy and a friend of mine. He's in the band Elm Treason. This is the song Going Yesterday, song I mixed for them not too long ago. This is the full mix. It's pretty much been done at this point. And what we're going to do is you can go check out Elm Treason by clicking the link in the description box. Acoustic rock, really cool. Two-man duo. They play all the instruments, and the main guitars are acoustic, and they do everything from really good ballady stuff to kind of rock and roll and blues and rockabilly. Really cool, Elm Treason. Go check them out, and thank you, boys over at Elm Treason, for allowing me to use this session today for this demonstration. You guys are great. I love them. Go check them out. Link in the description box below. Okay, so you can see there's already a ton of plugins on here, and basically what I did is we put it on in place of, because I was already using on this particular mix, the New York saturation plugin, another tube saturator. I've actually shut it off now for this demonstration on the master bus, and I'm putting this on in its place. So let's just kind of listen to what this does right now, which is at its default. Let's listen to a little bit of Elm Treason. Let me turn this on the master bus on a full mix after the fact. Oops. And let's see what in the world we have. Here we go. Come on now. Here we go. So just running signal through it and turning the transformer on and off, you can hear a subtle change in the saturation and compression a little bit. Again, over YouTube, it may be difficult to hear because of the way YouTube does things to the audio, but trust me, there is something that happens there. It's just a gentle little bit of saturation here, nothing major. Let's start turning up some of the beauty and see what we get.
No matter how you stroke it, I will not comply. Jump down, spin around, whatever makes you high. If you want it, go get it, but not me, forget it. I will not comply. Hey, I'm going yesterday the way we said we'd never cave or waste. If only words to say, yeah.
So what I hear there again is a little bit more saturation. Obviously, we're turning it up quite a bit now, and it's got a little bit more compression. It brings out a little bit more of the high end, just a tiny bit. Sounds kind of nice, not bad.
Stay, pray, go away. Makes me know never mind. You could scream till you choke it, no matter how you stroke it.
Yeah, that's a little bit of color. So now I'm turning down the output here, about 5 dB to compensate here. So let's give it a little bit more beauty, and then maybe we'll work with the beast here. Let's check it out.
I will not comply. Jump down, spin around, whatever makes you high. If you want it, go get it, but not me, forget it. I will not comply. Hey, I'm going yesterday the way we said we'd never give our waste. If only words to say, yeah.
You can hear what the bass relief does there. It takes some bass out of it, which is why it's called bass release. Relief. Okay, let's work a little bit with the beast now and see what that does.
Stay, pray, go away. Makes me know never mind. You could scream till you choke it, no matter how you stroke it. I will not comply. Jump down, spin around, whatever makes you high. If you want it, go get it.
So type A sounds a little bit more open to me in the upper mids. Type B is a little bit more subdued in that range. Not much, just a little. Now, I think, again, just like with any saturation thing, at least for me anyway, you could take this for what it's worth. I use this stuff very subtly. I mean, I'm exaggerating this here. To me, this would be something that would be done in a very subtle way. If we mix the beauty and the beast together, oh my goodness, should we do that? Let's try that.
Stay, pray, go away. Makes me know never mind. You could scream till you choke it, no matter how you stroke it. I will not comply. Jump down, spin around, whatever makes you high. If you want it, go get it, but not me, forget it. I will not comply.
So again, on a master bus like this, again, more subtle is for me probably the ticket. Again, this is already a mix that's been done and we're dropping it on after the fact. So keep that in mind, but using a little less beast, because the beast is a little bit more aggressive, it sounds like, and the beauty's a little bit more subtle. So maybe, you know, something like that is probably more my role. And then again, using a little bit of the 1 dB at 10K in the pre the circuit, it brightens it up a little. So again, if you have a mix that's finding a little dull, you drop this on here and you find that maybe the saturation's dulling your top end a little bit. You may want to put that little shelf in there just to kind of help it out. Sounds pretty cool. So I think on a master bus, at least for this particular song, it would probably be set something like this if it was me.
Stay, pray, go away. Makes me know
So it's a decent sounding plugin. Again, it's, is it revolutionary, game changing? No, not in my opinion, it's not. But I mean, is it cool? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It sounds okay. If you don't have any saturation plugins in your collection, this would be one to look at, because I think for the money, it's on sale right now as I record this video for about 25 bucks or 29 bucks. Decent plugin. But is it something that sounds any better than any of the other saturation plugins I have? Not really. It's saturation. It's a tube saturator done in a different way. A little different than maybe some of the other stuff. Like I said, on this particular mix, I'm using a tube saturator by Slate Digital, the New York, which kind of sounds like this. Again, I don't want to do a direct comparison necessarily, but just to give you kind of a feel. So it still does that open top end thing, kind of. This particular one, the New York, has that vibe to it. It's a little bit more bright in the top. And it has the same kind of flavor, at least to me it does. So that's why I love the Slate Digital stuff. But again, this BB Tubes is pretty cool. So that's on a master bus. Let's just listen to it quickly on just drums, just for the heck of it. So I'll keep this bypassed. Let's just listen to drums. I did this on the drum bus. Now on the drum bus already, there was, some processing. We have, some API EQ. I got a Slate Digital FG Gray SSL bus compressor, and now we're going to use this. So oh my goodness. Let's just see. What does it sound like just on drums? All by itself. So this could be kind of a cool plugin if you really like on a drum bus, if you really want to use a lot of the beast and you want to really dirty it up and then use like the wet dry thing for like a parallel thing. It might be kind of cool. We can get a little aggressive. So you could do something like that where you use kind of the wet dry mix. You can be a little bit more aggressive and you could do kind of the parallel thing, which is really cool. Again, on drums, saturation in and of itself on drums, again, I like to do it very subtle because especially tube saturation, because what is it doing? It's compressing, it's giving a little bit of glue and some goo to it, which is great, but it also can, if you're not careful, can take away from the transient and the punchiness of the kick and the snare in particular. So you want to be careful about stuff like that. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, like I said, I get really, skeptical when I see people throwing words around like game changer and revolution, some of the things that I've heard, and I go, it's a saturator. It's cool. So what do you think of it? Let me know below. It's okay. Like I said, is it a bad plugin? No. Am I telling you Waves did a bad job and they're just trying to pull one over on you? No, I'm not doing that. There's other channels out there that are already trying to do that. What I'm telling you is that out of all the saturation plugins that I own, whether it's the stuff by Slate Digital or stuff by SSL or the stuff by Plugin Alliance or the stuff by Universal Audio or any of these, or even some of Wave's other, you know, plugins that have saturators built in, they all sound a little different. It's cool. It's affordable. If you're a Waves guy or gal, you'll probably really dig this. If you're into the whole Waves ecosystem, it's really cool. If you don't have any other saturation plugins, this will be something that you can consider because it's affordable, it's easy to use, and it does have some different tonal variations you can get out of it. But just like with all plugins, especially people that are not aware, just dropping this on a mix or on a drum bus or just something, is this going to make your mix sound amazing? No. If you don't have basic mixing skills and the basic fundamentals down, it doesn't matter what set of plugins you use, it's not going to help your mix sound any better. It'll actually make it sound worse if you don't know what you're doing, which is one of the reasons why you're here coming to Uncle Dave at homerecordingmadeeasy.com. So I want to thank you so much for taking a look at the Waves BB Tubes. Cool plugin. Go check it out. You could demo it like I did, and if you like it, pick it up. It's certainly affordable. So yeah, let's take a look at it. So thanks so much for watching this video. Now, like I said at the beginning, go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. I want to give you that free mixing course. It's right on the homepage. It's $100, my gift to you just for visiting Home Recording Made Easy. And once you take that course, if you dig my style of teaching and you want to take one of my other full featured training courses, my paid courses, I want to give you 25% discount coupon code. That discount coupon code is YouTube25. Put that in at checkout. It will take 25% off anything on the website. And we have courses where we use a lot of these third-party plugins by Waves and other manufacturers, and we use some saturation type plugins. So you should go check that out because we do a lot of A/B comparisons and such. So it might be something you want to check out. Also, thank you once again to Elm Treason for letting me use the song. Check out their link in the description box below. And until the next video, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Thank you so very much for watching me today, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.